Project a winner yet in East Grand Bahama
City.
So let us go to Marco City. Marco City, the incumbent, the sitting MP, Michael Pintard, has galloped ahead in these first results. Michael Pintard, 61.54% of the votes. Kurt Hollingsworth of the PLP, 23.72% of the votes. And then Crystal Smith of the coalition running strong at 9.62% of the votes. Kevin Ferguson, independent, 2.5%. Demetrius Simonet, Dexter Edwards, and the others not making a difference. Michael Pintard was predicted by many to be someone who would retain his seat because he's an on-the-ground member of parliament who does things in Marco City.
Let's look at St. Barnabas, see what the results are there.
Another on-the-ground FNM member of parliament, Shannon Dawn Cartwright, continues to hold his own strongly with 50.40% of the votes. 7 polling divisions in. Okay, this one is going to be too close to call because 7 percentage points behind is Michael Halkitis of the PLP with 43% of the votes. But here's what makes the difference. Agaro Kermit of the Coalition of Independence has 4.71% of the votes thus far. So we are seeing here in a closely contested St. Barnabas where that third party vote, that independent vote, could make a difference. Let's go now quickly, Rodney.
Yamakro.
To where?
Yamakro.
Yamakro.
Yeah, that's...
Whatever you pour in, pour it for me, sir.
This is powerful. Go ahead, Darrell.
Water. Yamakro, 2 out of 13 polling divisions reporting in. Zane Lightburn continues to lead. Would you call that a comfortable lead? Would you?
It seems so, but what do you say?
50% to 40% over Ellsworth Johnson.
But it's only 2 polling division, and Ellsworth Johnson is known to be a sprinter. Okay?
Which means he could come from behind.
Yes.
Okay, so Yamakor, far too early to call, and the results, if I may say so, are coming in somewhat late from Yamakor. Maybe that's where they had long lines, and so the vote counting did not begin shortly after 6, as we suspected. Let's go back to Marco City.
It's Michael Pintard?
Michael Pintard. We predicted that Michael Pintard would not only be strong, but would win. Many PLPs even predicted that. After 2 polling divisions, Michael Pintard leads with 58.73% of the votes. Kurt Hollingsworth of the PLP, way behind at 29.21% of the votes. There's Crystal Smith in there, Kevin Ferguson, Dexter Edwards, and others. But for the big 2, Michael Pintard.
Let's go back.
Don't.
Let's go back to your hometown, Michael. Let's see what Basil McIntosh, what he's doing, or whether Miss Miriam overtook him. Go ahead, Basil. Go ahead.
With this kind of a lead, I do not believe, and I going on a limb here, I do not believe Basil McIntosh can be overtaken. I'm not projecting anything. But with this kind of a lead, 72.45% of the votes, 192, he is ahead over Miriam Emanuel of the FNM with only 25.66% of the votes. He's leading by a margin of 3-1.
He's a strong man. He's always known to be very athletic. He's a very dedicated PLP candidate.
There are others in that race. Phil Bowe, Coalition 1.89%. and Pearl Pratt 0.
Wow.
So, Michael has been updated. More,
Yes, it has.
More coming in. Now this is looking a little better for Miriam Emanuel. Maybe that was a stronghold polling division for her. Reporting in, Basil McIntosh has 68.84% of the votes thus far. Miriam Emanuel has 29.67% of the votes. I like the actual numbers. What it means is he has, Basil McIntosh, 68.14%. He has 308 votes thus far. Miriam Emanuel, 30.31%, has 137. He's still ahead 2-3 to 1.
Well, Miriam is a praying woman, and prayers can overcome a lot of things. This is powerful. Which constituency was that? Goodness me. You heard what is happening in Michael? Darrell, you do it. You're from Auckland and Crooked Island.
And Basil McIntosh has 68.14% of the votes.
After 8 polling divisions.
No, this is updated now. He has 65.13% of the votes.
After 9
has 340 votes thus far. Miriam Emanuel have 33.52% of the votes. The producer, executive producer, tells me when to project. I am ready, sir. If you give me the call, I am ready to project. Basil McIntosh, you better stop me. Basil McIntosh, I could project that one. Rodney has the guitar. We are going to project our first winner of the night. Basil McIntosh of the Progressive Liberal Party, taking Marijuana, Inagua, Auckland, Crooked Island, and Long Key.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Come by here, my Lord, come by here.
We gotta go. Stop. We gotta go now to South Beach.
South Beach?
You loving this.
It's
after how many polling divisions?
14.
Only
14.
4
okay.
of 14.
A lot.
So we can't call this one just yet.
Go ahead.
But the leader in South Beach, very comfortably, from the Progressive Liberal Party, Barker's Roll, with 52.86% of the votes. 20 points behind him is Jeffrey Lloyd of the FNM at 34.38% of the votes. And then there's Devon Emanuel and Jermaine Higgs and Anastasia.
Barker's is going to have to watch out for Jeff because Jeff is very athletic.
Too early to project in South Beach. Put that guitar down for now.
Okay.
Please. Let us go back to Bainstown and Grandstown. 3 of 13.
Yes.
Still too early to project here. But Wade Watson has a humongous lead of 65.33% over Travis Robinson at 23.69%. Unless something happens, that is an insurmountable lead, especially with all the other candidates in there. People had a lot of alternatives in Bainstown and Grandstown.
Does it sound like Travis is winning? Does it sound like Travis is winning in Bainstown?
Well, let's go where I know she's winning, and that's in Engliston. In Engliston, how many divisions? All 15? 4. Mr. Executive Producer, this is the strongest PLP seat ever. Glenys Hannah Martin. No. He said no. He said don't project yet. Glenys Hannah Martin has 75.85% of the votes. Quinton Persetti of the PLP way down. He even get 20%. He gets 16
of the PLP.
0.98. Quinton Persetti of the FNM has 16.98% of the votes. You couldn't beat Gladys in the past. I don't think you can beat her now.
Come by here, my Lord. Come by here. Go ahead. Let's go to South Beach where the Reverend Deacon.
Let us go to South Beach.
Yes. Southern Shores. Tout mon I see.
The guitar will distract us if you project early.
Go ahead.
Let us go to Southern Shores, where I don't believe this. 2 polling divisions. I'm still not believing this.
Frankie got it?
No!
Frankie got it?
Leroy Major of the Progressive Liberal Party is galloping away with 60.26% of the votes.
Frankie?
After 3 now,
wow,
he has 58.76% of the votes, and Frankie Campbell is only at 25.70% of the votes.
Merci beaucoup. Go ahead.
Sac passé.
Naboule.
Ron Rogers, 8%. Livingston Lines, 4 now in Southern Shores, which means.
But there's another polling division that's coming in. Frankie could overtake the Reverend.
If you know the dichotomy of Southern Shores, the polling divisions are all similar in makeup.
You think so?
And yes, in the socio-economic strata of life, they're all pretty much the same. They just live one road over. So, in Southern Shores, Leroy Major has 57.40% of the votes thus far, and Frankie Campbell is only at 26.7% of the votes. It's going to take a miracle. Miracles do happen. It's going to take a miracle for Frankie Campbell to surpass Leroy Major in Southern Shores.
Is a pastor, he's a saved man, and we all know Frankie from the graveyard. Go ahead, Darrell.
Where do we go now? We're going back. Okay. What is key here is we are seeing now the inner city constituencies of New Providence reporting in. After 4 polling divisions out of 13 in Bainstown and Grantstown, here are the standings, and it don't look good for the FNM.
Really?
Wade Watson of the Progressive Liberal Party is riding a wave up to 67.1% of the votes. Travis Robinson kind of limping at only 22.45% of the votes. Limping.
Really?
Meaning he's not sprinting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what with the sports teacher, what is he doing?
He, after 2 more divisions, we ready to project him as a winner in Bain and Grantstown.
That's my constituency.
No, please. But Bain and Grantstown is really the strength of the PLP.
Yes,
it's Milo Butler.
It's the cradle.
Yes. Well, not really the cradle. South Andros is, but Milo Butler.
We're talking about New Providence.
Engliston.
Yes.
Yes. So we're not surprised that Wade Watson.
So there's a major swing back to the PLP.
It is too early to say that. We have to wait for other key seats to report in.
Yes, but as it relates,
we have to wait. We haven't heard from Eleuthera.
As it relates,
we haven't heard from Abaco.
As it relates to Baines and Grantstown.
Yeah, at Bain and Grants, that was Dr. Nottage's seat.
Yes.
So now there appears to be a return.
Yes.
A wave back to the PLP.
Yes.
In that inner city.
Yes.
Low income, I gotta say, area.
But there's something that we overlook. We think that swing voters do not really belong to a party. But swing voters, you can swing as an FNM to the PLP, from the PLP to the FNM.
Okay, so the total, okay, the light is affecting my eye.
Yeah.
The total
votes.
Okay, gotcha. So, out of all of the results we are reporting thus far, out of all of the results,
In
all of the different seats that we have reported thus far, the FNM has 40.9% of the votes that we have given to you thus far. Go back to that screen, please. And then the Progressive Liberal Party has 49.9% of the votes we have reported thus far. And then the DNA and the rest of them are really non-factors at this point.
But in terms of vote, please explain that to me, Darrell.
Let me explain.
In terms of vote.
Let me explain it to you then. Out of all the votes and results we have given thus far, the Progressive Liberal Party has 49%, and the FNM only has 40%. So far, what we have reported, the PLP has a total of 10,205 votes, and the FNM has a total of 8,341 votes. So, from what we have reported thus far, which is still early, the PLP has an advantage. Not a great advantage, but an advantage.
Let's look at Jomo. Let's see what Jomo Campbell is doing against Chief Calligraphy.
Okay. It's a runaway thus far. Yeah. Jomo Campbell has 63.97% of the votes. Only 2 polling divisions, mind you. But Jomo Campbell leading with 63.97% of the votes. Courtney Coulibaly has 20.09% of the votes. That's a runaway. But it is early to tell. Reese Chipman and the others not doing so well. I am disappointed in.
Well, don't worry about it. I just want to do a shout out to Marcus Louis Wiggy. Go ahead.
Now, here is where I am almost ready to call accept. If the remaining polling divisions, they tell me 7 of 16 polling divisions reporting in for West Grand Bahama and Bimini. But what is most important is the polling divisions that have not yet reported. Are they in 8 Mile Rock? Are they in West End? Or are they in Bimini? Bimini is really PLP town. So if they're in Bimini, that means Obi Wilscombe may be projected an early winner soon. Anyway, let me give you what we have. After 7 polling divisions in West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Obi Wilscombe is leading with 53.91% of the votes. Pakeisha Parker is holding on, but behind with 36.60% of the votes. I am almost ready to project Obi Wilscombe to be the winner of West Grand Bahama and Bimini, but the executive producer tells me don't call just yet.
So let's go to South Beach then. Let's see what Deacon Jeffrey Lloyd is doing, because he has been packing up all of his material
after 5 polling divisions.
Education. Go ahead, Darrell.
After 5 polling divisions in South Beach, your Jeffrey Lloyd is getting a beating. Barkus Roll,
oh, hallelujah,
of the Progressive Liberal Party has a comfortable lead. 51.55% of the votes he has gotten thus far, which is only 633 because all the polling divisions ain't in yet. Jeffrey Lloyd of the FNM at 35.75% of the votes. And then there are the other factors in there. One factor important, Devon Emmanuel coalition with 8% of the votes. I'm not going to comment on South Beach just yet.
Not yet.
My family lives in South Beach.
Let's go to the fort where Dr. Minnis has sold it. Go ahead.
We're going to Fort Charlotte. This is the first time we are reporting on Fort Charlotte. How many polling divisions? 2? Okay. 2 polling divisions out of 12 reporting in for Fort Charlotte. Alfred Sears has a very, very comfortable lead. 69.74%. If this were the final thing, you would call it a blowout. But it's too early to call it. Alfred Sears, total now, another polling division added there, 63.22% of the votes. Dromico Archer of the FNM, 28.48% of the votes. So, Alfred Sears is leading comfortably, but too early to tell.
This is powerful. Well, we always felt that Alfred Sears would be a formidable candidate in Fort Charlotte. Are there new results coming in? Oh,
let's go to Freetown. You like this one because you call Dionisio D'Aguilar your uncle?
No, he's my cousin.
Oh,
okay?
Okay.
Yeah, not my uncle.
In Freetown, Rodney's cousin, after 2 of 12 polling division stations reporting in, he is behind. D'Aguilar is behind by 10 percentage points. The leader in Freetown is the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate, QC, Wayne Monroe, with 50.99% of the votes. Dionisio D'Aguilar, the sitting incumbent for the FNM, 40.39% of the votes. There's Patrice Hanna-Carey, Shami Lindsay. Patrice has 7% of the votes. That's significant. And the others. Now, let's go back to the Family Islands. After 5 of 12 polling divisions reporting in for Mangrove Key and South Andros, which also includes Central Andros, there looks to be a dead heat. D'Angelo Ferguson of the FNM, 46.94% of the votes. He has overtaken Lundy. Leon Lundy is next with 46.20% of the votes. That means only 0.7% votes separate them. That's separate. Oh, D'Angelo ahead by only 5 votes. That one gonna be a dead heat. I ain't messing around with projecting that one. We're not gonna project that one. No way. That one going down to the wire. And it depends on where the polling divisions are that have not reported. Again, if the Bluff ain't in there, and if Love Hill ain't in there, that's where Lundy's strength gonna be. If Cargill Creek ain't in there, and Bowen Sound, they PLP territory. The Bluff is not in there. The Bluff got the most amount of voters. I Love Hill in there. I ain't calling that one early. I ain't getting in no trouble there. Rodney?
Listen.
The dichotomy of these constituencies is so important.
I'm punch drunk tonight.
This is exciting for me.
Of course. Go
One
ahead,
of the things I made sure was that I went on the ground using my own money out my pocket. Ain't nobody pay me. I gone there to see what was going on. I am dying to hear from Eleuthera, to see what the political temperature is like in Eleuthera. I talk about the real temperature, the voting temperature.
You think Ricky Mackey is gone?
I think Ricky Mackey is going to get a run for his money, but Ricky Mackey is safe. Spanish Wales, with about 1,000 voters, all white, they go in F&M unless they don't go to vote. So it all depends. Let's go back, though, to Mangrove Key and South Andres, where, aha, you see what I told you? In Mangrove Key and South Andres now, the bluff must have reported in because Leon Lundy of the PLP has shot ahead with 51.06% of the votes. D'Angelo Ferguson is at 42.61%. They're telling me the bluff still ain't in. That must be just Cargill Creek and Bowen Sound, or that was Love Hill coming. So in Love Hill alone, he gets over 100 votes. Leon Lundy does, because Love Hill is PLP country. So 7 of 12 having reported in for Mangrove Key and South Andres. 2 close to call. It goes up and down. D'Angelo Ferguson has 39.60% of the votes. But it's not close. It is too tricky to project at this time. Because there, we don't know what Fresh Creek did.
Let's see what Obi is doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go to West Grand Bahama and Bimini. After 8 polling divisions reporting in out of 16, Obadiah Wilshcombe, OB I call him, has 54.95% of the votes. Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe of the F&M, 36.51% of the votes. Obadiah Wilshcombe looks comfortable, but we can't call it yet. We cannot project that one yet. We're still waiting on Holmes Rock, and if you're waiting on Holmes Rock, you're waiting on 8 Mile Rock. Now, and Baileytown and Bimini. Now, Baileytown might be a PLP stronghold, but 8 Mile Rock, unless it's Seagrape where Jimmy live, or Martintown where Martin live, you can't call them strong PLP pockets.
Let's go see what Wayne Monroe is doing, whether or not my cousin has caught up with him, Nuncio Diadlo.
It remains how it was, more votes added, but the percentages, Wayne Monroe, the QC, 50.50% of the votes for the PLP. Dionisio Diagula, your cousin, running a good race, 39.27% of the votes.
Is that good?
Let's go now to Golden Gates.
Wow.
After 3 polling divisions reporting in, this looks tricky. Because, what's her name?
Wait a minute now.
This one look tricky.
I say, wait a minute.
That's Golden Gates. That's Pia Glover Roll. After 2 out of 15, Pia Glover Roll of the PLP has 53.79% of the votes. Michael Fawkes, the sitting incumbent at F&M, 35% of the votes. He getting a little beaten thus far, but it's too early to call.
And Michael could run.
And Michael could run?
Yeah.
He could run fast?
He could run fast.
Okay.
Michael could run.
I am going to request, may I request some coffee, please? So that we can stay up. We got a long night, eh? Huh?
How's my party, the F&M, doing?
Let's go to East Grand Bahama and see what's going on there. Okay. In East Grand Bahama, F&M's Kwesi Thompson has 47.85% of the votes. James Roll Turner of the PLP, 40.70% of the votes. Alberta Cooper, Kevin King in there, Charlene Jones. That's 14 polling divisions in. 14 of 19 in for East Grand Bahama. But ain't no way you could call that now, because if the polling divisions that have not yet reported are near Smith's Point or near Lucaya or near High Rock, it makes a big difference. Depending on where the pocket of strength is for Kwesi and where the pocket of strength is for Turn Up. Especially as you get near Lucaya, near the hotel stretch there. So that one.
Let's look at Golden Gates. I'm very interested in Golden Gates. My good friend Nicola Jacks, he lives there.
Well, Pierre Glover Roll of the PLP rolling along.
Wow.
50.09% of the votes over Michael Folks, 36.66% of the votes. Charmaine Adderley coalition doing okay in there. Lamont Nixon ain't doing bad, DNA. The others are not really a factor there.
This is powerful. Go ahead.
Okay, Yamacraw is coming up.
Okay.
Yamacraw has a good PLP candidate.
Zane Lightburn.
Zane Lightburn.
The educator.
Yamacraw also has a good F&M candidate.
That is true.
Ellsworth Johnson.
The former president of the Bahamas Bar Association.
But more importantly, a former minister in the cabinet of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
However, minister, he's currently the minister. There's been no...
All ministerial posts ended a few hours ago. Nobody is minister no more. Nobody is prime minister no more.
No.
We are here to declare who is the prime minister.
Darrell, until you make the declaration, the government continues.
All right, let us go. Let us go now to. We're just dealing with the big boys now. Head to head, Zane Lightburn of the Progressive Liberal Party, 49.24% of the votes. Ellsworth Johnson, F&M, 40.67% of the votes. 6 of 13. Two to call. Too close.
This is powerful.
Yes.
It looks like we have thunder and lightning tonight.
Rodney Moncur said that because he heard through the soundproof studio the thunder beginning to roll on the outside. And if that means a wave, I don't know. We still with Yamacraw because more results have come in. Zane Lightburn of the PLP, 49.24% of the votes. Ellsworth Johnson of the F&M, 40.67% of the votes. If it continues like this, we will soon project Zane Lightburn to be a winner.
Wow.
If it continues. That's a big if.
What can we do to help save the immigration minister?
There is nothing that we can do at this hour other than report the unadulterated truth.
Is it too late?
It is too late to gerrymander. It is too late to add to the ballot box. It is too late to double count.
It's too late.
All what we can do is report the truth.
Go ahead, Darrell.
And the truth says Zane Lightburn is at 49.24% of the votes, and Ellsworth Johnson is at 40.67% of the votes. And that's a hard one to catch up. I ain't saying it's impossible, but it's hard.
Who is next?
Centerville.
Oh, Jesus.
3 of 14, so you can't project. But boy, he running like he projected.
Who's that?
This is Homo Campbell That's how you pronounce it?
Jomo.
Jomo Campbell. He has 63.94% of the votes. Courtney?
Caligari.
No. Coulibaly.
This is powerful. Go ahead, Darryl.
Has 20% of the votes. It's pronounced either way.
Okay.
Coulibaly or Coulibaly.
Okay.
Courtney Coulibaly has 20% of the votes. He, thus far, is being trounced into the ground.
In fact, he is doing worse than his mother. His mother was the candidate. I don't know what kind of son she got, because he ought to be able to run better than his mom. I don't know. Where are we going? Golden Gates. And there's plenty results coming in. Darryl, you take it. 8 out of 15.
8 polling divisions out of 15 now having reported in their votes for Golden Gates, where Pia Glover Roll is increasing her lead
she could run
over Michael Folks.
She could run.
Pia Glover Roll, 52.93% of the votes. Michael Folks, 32.43% of the votes. She, a newcomer, is leading Michael Folks by 20% of the votes.
But I'm saying Michael would be able to catch up. Michael could run.
He better run fast. Because how many polling divisions in for Golden Gates? 9 polling divisions are in for Golden Gates. And I could tell you, if you get them 9, coalition could be the spoil of Michael Folks. Because Charmaine Adderley, 8.86% of the votes. If Michael had that, he would be sitting pretty and smiling.
Well, there were some of the FNMs could not vote PLP, but they wanted to participate. Okay?
Well,
not Abaco. I just hope the Conky Joe people don't let me down. Go ahead. Okay?
1 polling division now reporting in from North Abaco. Thank God we were on the ground in Abaco. We see and hear for ourselves what is going on.
In Papa Town.
It's an Ingram seat. But Ingram's family is Cornish. And Kate Cornish of the Progressive Liberal Party, after this 1 polling, put it on Darren Henfield. He has 59.46% of the votes.
Yeah.
59.46. Darren Henfield has 25.2 votes. Whoa! Kai Mills, the independent candidate, has 13.51% of the votes. Don't leave there yet. Renato, because briefly, the MP in North only getting 0.9% of the votes. Now, which polling division is that? Abaco. Do we know? That's Foxtown. Oh, okay. Foxtown small. Oh. Foxtown way up north. When we get to, we gonna see the real difference. The reference though, and this is a good segue here, I can calm down a little bit. That's an Ingram seat. North Abaco is. Ingram won it as a PLP, and he won M.
And he's won it as an independent.
And as an 87 independent.
Yes.
When he and Perry Christie ran as independents, they both slept in a room, separate bed, of course, in Grand Key as Roosevelt Curry's place. But revisit that another time.
Let's look at Romeldo Ferreri.
6 polling divisions reporting now from Marathon, where Lisa is edging away. She has 56.08% of the votes. Romuald Ferreira has 30. Some factors in there. Shantikwa Ayi, 8.85% of the voters, not really making a significant difference. But 3% lead.
Is she taking out Romualdo in view of the fact that she very sober candidate? Is she tree what he saw, Darrell? 3 birds and 1 goat. When I saw 3 birds and 1 goat, I said things. Anyway, Romualdo see things.
Romuald Ferreira has 33%. She has 56% of the votes. I hope they ain't saying I screaming.
Which is higher?
Huh?
The 56 or the 33?
50 this marathon constituency. I am almost ready to project Laming as the winner.
Wow. This is powerful. This is powerful. And because Mrs. Glennis Hannah Martin was up against Ben.
Insurmountable.
Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. We defeated Algernon Allen's big box.
We now project Glennis Hannah Martin to be the winner for the Progressive Liberal Party of Angleton.
PLP all the way. My God, shite. My PLP candidates, I need you to win, because my party is threatening to expel me.
Who, hold on a moment, who did we project earlier to be a winner?
Was it not Mrs. Hannah Martin?
I think that was my gal.
You have declared Basil McIntosh the winner.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have now declared, we have now projected, is the proper phraseology.
Okay.
We have now projected that the PLP has won Michael and Angleton. All of the votes have not yet been counted. Our projection could be wrong, but we study this, we sleep this, we eat this, and we do the other thing.
This is powerful.
We now project those winners. Now we go to Fort Charlotte. Fort Charlotte. Okay, so much for the guitar now. We can't play the guitar.
Go ahead. I may have to play this guitar. Go ahead.
On Fort Charlotte, 4 polling divisions in, Alfred Sears has a galloping away lead of 63.29% of the votes over Jumiko Archer at 28.52% of the votes.
Wow.
I know you're ready to hit that guitar.
Listen.
It is too early.
You think Jumiko stand a chance?
Who is Jumiko Archer?
Jumiko Archer is Dr. Minister's patsy. That's who he is.
What it means is voters voted in a certain way.
Yes.
Help me with this.
Go ahead.
They voted not for party. They voted individual. They voted message. They voted policy.
I think it was a combination of both. There were swing votes who swung from the PLP because many people think that swing voters do not have a party. So they've swung from the PLP, and Philip Brave Davis and the Progressive Liberal Party has a strong
They have swung
candidate.
from the FNM.
So they have swung back to the PLP. Okay? This has to be studied scientifically. I depend on the philosophy of Code 3, page 2, Leviticus. You're not to define that code. Go ahead, Darrell. This is powerful.
More results coming in now
Oh, Jesus.
from East Grand Bahama. And Mr. Director, Mr. Producer, we need a little better air circulation. Or maybe I will step outside on the next break. After 15 of the 19 polling divisions in East Grand Bahama having reported, Kwesi Thompson of the FNM has a slight comfortable lead, 47% of the votes. James Roll Turner of the PLP has a 40.57% of the votes. Here's what's important. Alberta Cooper Coalition got 8.42% of the votes. So, this is a seat, East Grand Bahama, where a third party is a spoiler or is making a significant difference. Let's go back to North Abaco. Whoa. In North Abaco, Ingram's seat, held by Darren Henfield of the FNM. There is a dreadlock-wearing young man named Craig Cornish who is pulling away. He has 50.63% of the votes. Darren Henfield has 43.27% of the votes. We can't project. We cannot project. Whoa!
Dr. Minnis has called Philip Brave Davis to concede the election.
In case they didn't hear you, in case we shouted,
Go ahead, Darrell.
let me calm down.
Oh, Jesus.
The Right Honorable
Come
Dr. Hubert
my Lord.
Minnis has called Philip Brave Davis. Hold on, let me confirm before you dance, sir. Let me confirm the nature of that call. If the nature of that call, and you really only call your opponent when you saying, you beat me, sir. But there could have been another reason for the call, and so Rodney, Mr. Freedom March, could you stop marching, take your seat, and let us continue with the results, please, sir. I know this is your show.
I know.
Yes,
You're in
sir.
charge.
All right.
Good morning, I see. Mabgi, Prime Minister, Lale, Lale.
Lord, Elon say, Lord, Lord, Lord.
It is a major victory today. My party, the FNM, has been defeated. I want the country to know that I need 6 months of rest.
I authorize
And
you, sir, to begin playing your guitar.
I shall
lightly,
return.
Lightly, I will talk over
I
it.
shall return.
Let's go to Bain and Grandstand. Let's go to Bain and Grandstand. Lightly, please.
Okay.
Wade Watson of the Progressive Liberal Party, after how many polling divisions? I think it's about 8 or 9 polling divisions now. Wade Watson has 63.67% of the votes. It really doesn't matter how many polling divisions. Travis Robinson only has 25% of the votes.
G-O-N-E, gone!
Gone! Play the guitar.
G-O-N-E, gone!
Play the guitar.
Travis gone. Who else gone?
Miriam Emanuel gone.
G-O-N-E, gone!
Quentin Passetti gone.
G-O-N-E, gone!
All right. Marathon. Romal Ferreira gone.
G-O-N-E, gone! Marcus! Gertrude Monaisier!
Cat Island.
Zodia! Government Change!
Cat Island. Brave Davis in. He ain't going nowhere. Let's go back to North Abaco. We heard Gary Sawyer say that the PLP was going to deliver twins in Abaco.
Ah!
And it appears that is what is happening. In North Abaco, the dreadlock-wearing Kurt Cornish of the Progressive Liberal Party has 46% of the votes. Darren Henfield has 41% of the votes. After 6 of 12 polling divisions are in, it appears that I can't call this one because the dichotomy of North Abaco is different. When you come all the way down to Treasure Key, them white votes could hurt you.
Listen, I called on
When you
McConkey Joe, not to vote
North
Negro.
Abaco comes all the way into Marsh Harbor a little bit.
Mike Conkey Joe!
Dundastown, Murphy Town. By the way, in North Abaco, I gotta say this, please. They are watching us at the Calypso Hills, Calypso Shores, all-inclusive place. It don't matter, the curfew goes until midnight. And so thank you.
Oh, Jesus, Jeff Lloyd gone!
Hold on.
Gone. I need you to say that. Ashley Culmer rejoicing
No.
because Jeff Lloyd ain't Minister of Education.
Hold on. We cannot allow, we have an official reporting system.
Okay, Ashley, we'll tell them.
Let us go to St. Barnabas,
Go ahead.
where Shannon Dawn Cartwright, as we suspected, good MP on the ground, is running true to form. He has 50.08% of the votes over Michael Alkitis of the PLP with 43.37% of the votes. Now, let me explain something here. We had predicted that Michael Pintard would win in Marco City and that Shannon Dawn Cartwright would win in St. Barnabas. We were hesitant about this prediction, but we predicted Dr. Hubert Minnis would win in Kalani.
Did he win?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
So,
Just keep talking, Darrell. I'm so happy.
we note, though, that in some of these seats, some of these races, that coalition of independents and that united coalition movement and those independent candidates made a difference, a significant difference. I believe Kai Mills in North Abaco is making a significant difference. And Kai, I apologize to you for saying you would not get your deposit back. It looks like you got it back. In order to get your $400 deposit back, you must get at least 1/6 of the votes. Ladies and gentlemen,
Praise the Lord!
boys and girls,
Praise the Lord!
Rodney Moncur picks up his guitar because
Minnis is
the call
gone!
made by Dr. Minnis was made to the new Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis.
PLP! All the way. And I'll have Dr. Minnis know that the battle was between two sisters' children, Dr. Nigel Lewis for the governing party and myself for the opposition. But this is powerful. Listen, I'm so happy. What happened to Alfred Says?
I don't know. All what I want to say is I thought this thing was going way into the night so I could get some overtime money.
Well, we could...
It over? It over? What do you mean all? You mean
The
all of
PLP
what
has
votes?
51%.
You don't mean all of the total votes cast, eh?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
F&Ms did not vote for Minnis. And I told them, if you can't vote PLP, go to the beach.
Okay. I am being informed now. You gotta go back to the screen. The thing I'm in my eye. Hold on. What is the number of total votes cast? The combined total number, because that must be well over 100,000.
Go ahead, Darrell, report.
I am being a little confused, but be that as it may, out of the confirmed results, right? Now, there are different ways to get these results. The Prime Minister, formerly, Hubert Minnis, got his own way of getting the results. He get them early. He has called Philip Brave Davis and has conceded defeat. So what we bringing you here is just now the filling in.
Just like Dawn.
But the Free National Movement has lost this general election. The Progressive Liberal Party has won this election. In a matter of 48 hours, Philip Brave Davis will be sworn in as the new Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
PLP! All the way. Dr. Minnis, I beat you. We're going live. We're going live shortly to Philip Brave Davis, where he's going to address the nation as Prime Minister. And as a Justice of the Peace, I call on the Commissioner of Police to throw all kind of security behind the new Prime Minister. God has taken the country from the F&M and has given it to the PLP. All right?
Could we get a little bit of headroom more?
My party is wicked. I want to thank the Haitians of Abaco. I want to thank the Haitians who voted against Frankie Campbell. Frankie Campbell is pas bon. Il pas remet tout le monde haïtien. And pas oublier, les Abaco gagne cyclone. Monsieur Minnis allé dans Abaco, il croise kai haïtien.
What are you saying?
When the hurricane came to Abaco and the foreign people sell us food in the Haitian village, Dr. Minnis went as a black man and kicked down the door of a black Haitian.
Okay, watch our perspectives now.
Go ahead.
Because this is political analysis.
You do the analysis.
Rather than anything social.
I'm going to rally the
and
people.
So, yes.
Go ahead.
And so, what will happen now? I want to give you the procedure of how we have transitions in government.
Go ahead.
What will happen now is there will be a recount tomorrow, and it will be official. And then tomorrow night, no later than Saturday morning, the Governor General will invite Philip Brave Davis to be sworn in as Prime Minister, along with perhaps a deputy, although a deputy is not a constitutional post.
That is true.
And then the cabinet of the Bahamas will be appointed, and then the swearing in of the elected members should be about 10 days from now. So get your suit for the swearing in of the new government.
I'm going back to my party, the FNM. I have to help Papa to rebuild it. I'm going to stay 6 months with the PLP. They save the country. My party was corrupt.
We go live right now to Philip Brave Davis.
Country now having a projected new leader, Philip Brave Davis, the MP for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. Our team in Cat Island, Jessica Brown and Kenton Taylor, caught a few comments from him from the incoming Prime Minister-elect, Philip Davis.
On the right, the most honorable Hewitt Minnis, who was just conceded, and to congratulate me for the victory and wishing me well. He has stepped down, he's not stepped down, but he is conceded. I will now invite us to go. I have still working on something to say to you in that event, and I will invite you all to join me at the airport. That's right. Dubai. Right now. So I could give a statement to the press, and I hope it be carried out and the behaving people.
Well, Philip Brave Davis, now the Prime Minister-elect, according to him, the Prime Minister, outgoing Prime Minister, the Hubert Minnis, now conceding by a phone call to Brave Davis. We have joining in the conversation the professor at the University of the Bahamas, Mr. Curry. Again, we have Nahaja Black joining us back on the desk, and as you saw, it's a celebratory mode in Cat Island tonight as Philip Brave Davis has accepted to the concession by the Killarney MP. We don't know his scores as yet, but we do know now what Mr. Davis is saying on the ground, that Hubert Minnis has conceded in this race. What are your initial thoughts, Nahaja? I'll start off with Dr. Curry, who we're joining in on this conversation tonight.
Well, I think it's a seminal moment in our country's history because, of course, Brave Davis represents yet another person who is going to step up to the position of Prime Minister. We've had Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinling, we had Hubert Ingram, Perry Christie, of course, you know, the outgoing Prime Minister. That was his first turn, and now we have a new Prime Minister. So this is a really important moment for our country. We saw in the graphics and that piece that you just showed us how excited he was. He seemed to be lost for words almost. I know that he's going to be coming to the capital, and I'm interested to see what happens.
Undoubtedly, this is a pivotal time in the country's history. A new Prime Minister, someone who has laid the foundation for him to get to this level. No rookie politician by any means. And according to him, he has put in the work to be in this position today. And according to him, he's ready to lead the country into a new day. And we want to look at some of the issues that we hope this new government will begin to tackle. And that begins tonight with an emergency powers order. We heard while on the campaign trail, they plan to end that. They plan to reduce value-added tax. They plan to do a number of things to stabilize the economy. Nahaja, what are your thoughts on what is happening? We are now experiencing an historic change in our country tonight.
Yes. And of course, congratulations to the newly elected. Of course, this is all unofficial, but the Prime Minister, and I guess we'd say former, soon to be former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis, has conceded by reports. And whilst we were on air, Janea, we were getting reports of which constituencies have gone gold. Yeah. We saw a concession post done by the now former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Henfield, in North Abaco, which was a stronghold, we said.
A stronghold,
Chris.
That's right, for the Free National Movement.
And so we saw this, we were hearing the groundswells from as early as 7 p.m. What we know for sure now, though, is this, that regardless of how this shapes up, I've said many times, Janae and Chris, is that the Bahamian people don't necessarily win when a new government
That's
is
true.
elected. We win when policies are enacted, and this administration, the soon-to-be, will have big shoes to
We want
problems
to
to
make
solve.
it very clear, though, that all of the results are still not in.
Yes.
Despite a concession or a reported concession from Dr. Hubert Minnis, all of the results are not in. We are awaiting those numbers to call in. We're seeing a lot of things happening on social media with persons' personal accounts and them conceding in their various constituencies. But we will continue to bring you those scores as they develop. As you heard, the Prime Minister-elect Philip Brave Davis on his way to the airport, planning to return to New Providence tonight to give what will be an acceptance speech tonight as these results are finalized. Of course, these are unofficial results coming in, and they campaign on the mantra of a new day tomorrow. What does a new day tomorrow look like?
Well, a new day is you have to start running from the start, because you have a serious mammoth problem on our hands. We have a failed economy. We've been in decline and in recession for many years, but of course it's been exacerbated by both Dorian and COVID-19. So austerity measures, you're going to have to map out, I would imagine, a 100-day plan where you start to tackle some of the issues related to the economy. I understand they're going to jump right on reducing VAT. They're going to have to start looking at maybe doing some constitutional reform. I understand that's part of the plan. But really the focus is the economy. And so beyond taxes, you're going to have to look at implementing some of those plans, whether it be the domestic board that they talked about, whether it be looking at the orange economy and boosting that, and the blue and the green economies that they talked about. So I believe while Brave is celebrating on the plane right now, I can imagine that he's also thinking in a very solemn and serious way about what's the first thing he needs to do to make an immediate impact, because this is not a time for relaxing. I mean, it'd be nice to celebrate maybe tonight, but he needs to get on the ground running starting tomorrow.
Nahaja, your thoughts on what needs to happen now? What will a new day tomorrow look like for the Bahamian people?
It will look like Friday. There will be no difference, right? Other than there being some relief. And I think that that's what's going to be. Some folks have felt as if they need to be unburdened from the leadership of Dr. Hubert Minnis. And so that relief will bring a release, right? Some sort of release of tension, but the reality still persists. The reality is that we are in a pandemic. The reality is we're having more people added to the death toll in this pandemic. The reality is there's insufficient monies in the kitty in terms of managing. Maybe there is, but in terms of managing it, we need a different style. So I think that the new day will be, and I say give them this weekend, but this weekend will be meetings, I would hope. And those meetings will have to be,
your cabinet, dishing out those assignments, and knowing what the new cabinet of the Bahamas
and speaking to the people right away.
And you saw some of those results coming from Cat Island, Rumkins, and Salvatore, with Philip Brave Davis securing, I believe it was, votes in that constituency. We're still awaiting some more conclusions coming in from these results, coming in from the parliamentary registration department.
Can I give some unofficial projections?
Unofficial projections.
Unofficial projections. So unofficially, we are. It has been projected that Marathon has gone gold. It has been projected that South Beach has also gone. Pinewood, Nassau Village, Bain and Grantstown, Yamacraw, Fox Hill, Fort Charlotte, Cat Island, of course, we know held.
How many seats is that we're looking at now, Nahaja?
You know what? I need to keep counting. You're right. I should count, right? Because I was doing my count here on the side as well. Exuma did not just hold, but Exuma almost pulled off a landslide. I think we are short only unofficially the numbers for Black Point, and if Exuma gets Black Point, that would be historic. That if the PLP would get Black Point. It's, by the way, most beautiful island in the Key in the Bahamas, but we digress. Golden Gates has been projected to have gone for Mr. Davis and the PLP. South and Central Eleuthera, both North and South Central
so
Abaco.
those twins
the twins that were promised were aborted or were given birth to someone else, I tell you.
Stillbirth.
And then you have Seabreeze, which I don't think many people doubted. Again, these are unofficial but projected to go that way. Abaco, like I mentioned, Bamboo Town, Renwood Wells.
Renwood Wells, the outgoing
Minister of Health, gone. Mike Howe, gone. Freetown, gone.
Let's look at some of the seats that were hot to watch. Elizabeth,
Oh,
Bain and Grand Sound,
My
St.
guy.
Barnabas.
my guy's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the record.
We are waiting on those results. We're waiting on Michael. We do have some more results coming in, but I want to take it back to the pivotal moment this is, not only for the Progressive Liberal Party, but for the country as a whole, being able to elect a new prime minister, a new generation we saw come up out of the rising today to make their voice heard. We had the influence of those third parties. We had the cry for change.
Yes,
we had the push for democracy. And some people might have said that, you know, the Free National Movement may have made a lot of missteps this go round. There was the whole dealing of the pandemic. There was this whole voting process alone, calling a snap election. Many persons felt disenfranchised. Many persons unable to transfer or be able to register to vote, to even participate in this process. We don't know what the numbers are coming in now, but there was also a concern that this would have been possibly one of the lowest voter turnouts we would have seen.
Yes.
And so all of those factors to lead to this point, what direction now do we say, how do we make us better as a people? It's not about, at this point, yes, who wins, who loses, but we all have to come together now to make this country better for us.
If I could comment historically on the snap election scenario, because I believe the outgoing Prime Minister really was banking on strategically winning through the snap election. But I'll tell you, he's going to go down in history as the first leader of a government to lose a snap election. Pindling called a snap election in '68 and won by a landslide, 29-7. Pindling called a snap election in '72 and won by a landslide, of course, pitching independence in that election.
Before we get into that, Dr. Curry, we do have our Theo Seeley standing by, and he is at the headquarters of the Free National Movement. Theo, what is the reaction at FNM's headquarters tonight?
Janaea, not much reaction at all. As you can see behind me, I'll just ask my cameraman to pan a bit. The Free National Movement headquarters here off Mackey Street is completely empty. There are no supporters here. This has actually been the scene since the ballots started to be counted around 6:30 this evening. So for about 3 hours, the headquarters has been empty. We know at this hour, as you would have said already, the Prime Minister has telephoned the opposition leader, incoming Prime Minister-elect Brave Davis, to concede defeat at the polls. We also know that the Prime Minister, in a press statement issued to media just about 10 minutes ago, has confirmed that he will lead the party into the lower chamber when House proceedings resume. He also thanked his constituents in the constituency of Killarney for voting him into office. I'm just going to take a look at some other items that he would have mentioned in his press statement. He thanked the Bahamian people, thousands of Bahamians across the length and breadth of the Bahamas, who would have voted for Free National Movement candidates. The statement goes on to say, I also congratulate the FNM candidates who won their seat in the House of the Assembly. The outgoing Prime Minister said, during our term in office, we faced the most difficult times in Bahamian history. My party and I accept the result. We are proud of the record that we leave in place. The statement goes on to say, the FNM has a proud legacy. We have governed the Bahamas over the past 4 years. Our philosophy is to use our resources of government to provide the opportunity. However, the press statement goes on to say, we did not win this time, but I say to the next generation of FNMs that you should stay firm in this party's founding morals and standards. Always put the people first and be honest in government. The people, he says, has chosen the opposition to lead them for the next 5 years. Again, Janaea, a very quiet scene here at the Free National Movement headquarters. It's been this way all night. The Prime Minister has officially conceded to Prime Minister-elect Brave Davis, and the country will now move forward under a progressive Liberal Party government as of tomorrow. Reporting live from the Free National Movement headquarters on Mackey Street, I'm Theo Seeley, sending it back to you live in studio, Janelle.
Thanks so much, Theo. Well, as you heard, the outgoing Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, conceding. We now have a new leader of the country, Philip Brave Davis, under a new government, the Progressive Liberal Party. I am joined on set by all of my colleagues. They've been doing a fantastic job on ILTV Stream and 103.5 The Beat. Rodney Munker, Daryl Miller, fully regaled tonight in celebratory mode for the Progressive Liberal Party. We, of course, are an unbiased news station, but we do congratulate all of the winners tonight from the Progressive Liberal Party. As you heard, the outgoing Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, has conceded, and it is now a new day. I want to thank all of my guests here tonight: Rodney Munker, Levon Miller, Dr. Christopher Curry, Nahaja Black. We are going to a break, and we will be back right after this.
Where's Loretta?
She's coming.
Bahamas Safety Depot is the Bahamas' leading supplier of personal protective equipment, PPE, sanitization, and disinfectant products, because keeping you safe is our #1 priority. We supply our customers with quality products at competitive prices while offering free delivery to our customers. Our products range from face masks, gloves, protective coveralls, disinfectant sprays, hand sanitizers, and so much more. Place your order at BahamasSafetyDepot@hotmail.com. Call us 815-8204 or 808-1516. Visit us at www.shopbsd.com.
I actually like the coconut water. I find it to be rather refreshing and quite tasty at the same time. And actually, look at the calories. It actually works for me.
Tell us why you prefer our JBI Junkanoo juice.
Yes, I like this juice because it's all natural. It has natural preservatives. It reminds me of home, and my baby likes this juice, okay? And it's affordable.
I use the kidney beans and milk because it gives me a flavorful rice and a nice pot that everybody loves.
I prefer your tuna because it's chunk and it's light and it has no flavor like any other.
I've been using JBI black beans because it is I'm gluten intolerant and I don't need to pre-cook it. It's already pre-cooked, so it's easy for me to use, and I don't have to worry about any hypersensitivities to the food.
Buy JBI.
Have you heard? Absolute Comfort Air Conditioning and Refrigeration is open in the Bonded area, 2 doors down from Epic Battery. We do services, repairs, and sell units and other supplies. We cater to residential, commercial, industrial, and even turnkey projects. No job is too big or too small. Call Absolute Comfort at 602-1029 or 809-9178. Turn to Absolute Comfort when your comfort counts.
For 38 years, Struckham Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe industry standard products. Pests can devastate your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and stock waste. Struckham provides detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Struckham, #1 in pest control services.
When I was a little girl living on the island, I knew it was time to come inside when I smelled Mama's pea soup. As I got older, she taught me how to make it, and I've been making it ever since. Every day I come to work, I remember my childhood. At Checkers Cafe, we only use fresh ingredients. No fast food lives here.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear hard hats, steel-toe boots, and climbing belts. They don't prowl the streets at night looking for the bad boys. They're the good guys, saving us during our darkest hours, putting their lives on the line every day to make ours brighter. They're the ones you call because you know they'll be there every time. It's not easy being a hero. Sometimes they're painted as the villain. But if there's one thing all heroes have in common, is that they don't give up. They're always fair, focused on helping those in need. Because for those heroes, it's more than a job, it's a duty. Some people try to be heroes, others just are. At Grand Bahama Power Company, we are proud to know a few heroes, always there for you.
CBS is a leading supplier and installer of architectural buildings.
Crazy summer deal. For a limited time, get 2 large pepperoni pizzas.
Welcome back to a special edition of Freedom March Decision 2021. The woman who Doc has politically victimized has now come out of hiding. Decent Loretta Butler Turner, I want to thank you for appointing me to the Senate. And I want to welcome you to a glorious night. So, say something to the people then. My special guest is Darrell Miller. He has a red hat, and I'm going to call upon him to take this hat off my table and throw it away.
You want me to throw it away?
Throw away your red hat.
Toss the red hat away.
Throw away your red hat.
What do I do with this golden hat?
Listen, put it on your head. Philip Brave Davis, it's gold.
This is a comedic hour, isn't it?
Of course it is. But Loretta, I welcome you. Say something to the people then.
I would like to thank you very much, Rodney, for inviting me upstairs. You as well, Darrell, for inviting me up here. Obviously, we were downstairs in the larger studio.
That is true.
You seem to have the larger captive audience.
You really think so?
I think so. And so I just want to say thank you very much
This is powerful.
for allowing me to come and grace your show.
Would you kindly compliment this professor of journalism, Darrell Miller?
Well, I think that you were very captivating. As we sat downstairs, persons had a choice whether they would watch the other show or whether they would watch you guys, and they opted to watch you all.
This is powerful. Loretta, it is my hope and prayer that you will never suffer the indignity which my party has put upon you. Do you know they used to call Loretta Butler Turner or write letters saying they can stab her with an ice pick? The F&M is wicked. I thank God that they've gone for 5 years.
May I compliment you on your beauty and grace and fitness? Am I saying that right?
Thank you very much.
Rodney, am I saying that right? She does look so fit.
Darrell, you are provocative, but what you are saying is true and powerful.
And may I also ask, are you still F&M?
I was kicked out of the F&M in 2017, and I ran as an independent, and I've never realigned myself with the F&M.
Maybe it is time now to return. You and Dwayne Sands had a relationship that could have knocked out Dr. Minnis as leader of the FNM. Do you think he will return?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Loretta Butler Turner, why is it that Long Island supported corruption? Why is it that they supported corruption? And I'm going to share this with you. They got me hooked up to all kind of things. So Loretta, we're going to share this.
Okay. Well, Rodney, I don't want to discuss what the people did.
Okay.
You know that everyone has a democratic right to choose and vote for the person of their choice. Until we can prove anybody is being corrupt, then let us leave that there. But the people of Long Island have spoken through their vote, and it's not unusual. I think Tyrell Young did an excellent job, and certainly if the chips need to fall, let them fall where they may after this day.
This is powerful. Why do you think that my leader, Dr. Minnis, campaign failed?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges that I saw from the FNM campaign is that there were very little issues raised during the actual campaign. It seemed that it was more so a campaign about character, especially as it was against him and the leader of the PLP.
Meaning he was attacking Brave?
Well, I think that there were very little issues discussed in the FNM campaign. And this is a very difficult period in the Bahamas, given the fact that, we are faced with so much COVID and, of course, the economic challenges. There were so many things that if you had a record that you felt you were proud of, then you should have spoken to that. And, of course, the more you call your opponent's name, the more popular you make them in any event. So, maybe a part of the strategy was to speak more to Mr. Davis. You see the landslide victory that the PLP has gotten. And so I think this is a good lesson for anyone in politics to understand that you cannot go on a campaign constantly talking about your opponent.
The most surprising result, if I may say so, was North Abaco. For me, it was called an Ingram seat. And Ingram obviously tutored Darren Henfield, while Dr. Minnis may have nourished him.
This is the second time under the leadership of Hubert Minnis that we have lost North Abaco. Let me refresh your memory. In the by-election of 2012, that was headed by Hubert Minnis. We lost North Abaco.
Renato Curry
That's
won.
right. And then, of course, the FNM, Mr. Henfield, won during this period. So this is the second loss in North Abaco under Hubert Minnis.
Second loss in 6 years.
Absolutely. So I was not surprised, especially given the fact that when you look at what happened to the devastation, and knowing that that was the cradle of the northern Bahamas and how important that was to the FNM, I think there were a lot of people that felt very, very let down and disappointed after Hurricane Dorian.
Of course, what was also very important was that the FNM strength is in Abaco, but when you have, and I hate to say white, but when you have a white PLP candidate, as was the case with Edison Key, it doesn't matter your political party because Abaconians tend to vote for their people.
Well, both of the persons, as you would know, both Mr. Hanfield and Mr. Cornish are indigenous to North Abaco, and so none of them are strangers there. I think it all goes back to the lack of attention, if you will, that was given
post-Dorian. And then, of course, everything was compounded with the COVID. And I reiterate again, this is the second time in 2 terms that a Minnis-led administration or a Minnis-led FNM has lost.
There have been significant women in this election. I think about 33% of the candidates, 220 candidates, were women. Do you see in the not too distant future the time when a woman would substantively, not acting capacity, would substantively lead us as a prime minister?
I truly pray so, and I think sufficient strides. It's interesting you should ask that because the OAS, as you know, they had an observer mission here, and a part of their report was female participation in this particular election, and so we'll see a report coming out on that. And I think I think it's very important that we say that it's good that we had that amount, and I think that you're going to see some good stuff come out of this breed of women.
Mrs. Loretta Butler Turner, I've just received a call from my wife. She wants me to come unto her. So, darling, I'm coming unto you. It's a wonderful day. Darrell Miller, I thank you. Decent Loretta Butler Turner, you must return. Listen, it's a wonderful day. I beat Doc. I beat him. Tomorrow, if it's God's will, we shall return to corruption in my party. I got the evidence.
I don't know when you're coming back on again, Rodney.
Listen, tomorrow. I have to wait. Tomorrow's Friday.
You, not me, you have to give the conclusion of the results. We don't know all of the winners at this point.
Listen, I'm coming to work, Darrell. I'm tired. My wife has prepared a bed for me, and I shall go unto my house.
And remember, there is no imposition of the curfew.
Yes.
Until midnight.
That is powerful. Listen, God bless y'all. Loretta, thank you. Darrell Miller, thank you. You will see me tomorrow, if it is God's will. Freedom March between 4 and 6. I gotta wake. Take good care, everybody. Darrell. This is powerful. Doc, I throw a rock at you and you lose. Take good care, everybody. Pray for me and pray for the country. God bless y'all. I'll see you tomorrow on Freedom March. And I want Mr. Butler to know I'm coming to work early. I demand to start my show at 3. Get out. Throw away your red shirt. Throw away your red shirt. I need 2 more gold shirts. I'm an FNM, honestly.
I actually like the coconut water. I find it to be rather refreshing and quite tasty at the same time. And actually, look at the calories. It actually works for me.
Tell us why you prefer our Junkanoo, our JBI Junkanoo juice.
Yes, I like this juice because it's all natural. It has natural preservatives. It reminds me of home. And my baby likes this juice, okay? And it's affordable.
I use the kidney beans and milk because it gives me a flavorful rice and a nice pot that everybody loves.
I prefer your tuna because it's chunk and it's light and it has no flavor like any other.
I've been using JBI black beans because it is gluten and I'm gluten intolerant and I don't need to pre-cook it. It's already pre-cooked, so it's easy for me to use, and I don't have to worry about any hypersensitivity to the food.
Bye, JBI.
coming from far. They coming from America and Canada. Inviting me down to my hometown. This shore is shorn, oh, when they come down. Smiling faces over here. This welcome awaits you. Oh, when they get here, you hear them. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Jumbo is made up with his mainline and keys. And still all these, there's no place like these. Southeast winds are blowing down Elizabeth Harbor. Oh, let me go, let me do the ling-a-ling. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. It's always made up, this mainland and keys. And still all these, there's no place like these. Southeast winds are blowing down Elizabeth Harbor. Oh, let me go, let me do the ling-a-ling. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Inviting you down to my hometown. This shore is shorn, oh when they come down. Oh no, we didn't know, say someone sweet like this. Oh no, we didn't know, like someone sweet like that. Exum is made up with his mainland and keys. And still all these, there's no place like these.